Hi everybody, welcome back to the TETRIX RoboBite video series. This is Tim from Pittsco Education. Today's RoboBite, I want to talk to you about wires. Now this RoboBite is going to be more in the nature of a tip instead of a specific product, but wires are something that are part of either a control element or a motion element, and there's something that we have to deal with. So because of that, we might as well deal with them correctly, because there's some problems that can arise if we don't deal with them correctly. Let me show you an example. I've got a robot here that is, as you can see, the wires are just kind of hanging loose. And they will actually function, but they potentially can cause some problems. You see these wires hanging down. If my robot runs across something and snags those wires, it could either actually damage the wire as it comes out of the motor, pull it away from my controller, actually stop functioning. Or here's another example. I've got a wire out of the servo, and in the course of the motion of the robot, if this wire is just hanging loose, there is potential that it could get caught between those gears and damage the wire, again, causing function problems. So we want to avoid that at all costs. Let me show you an example of on the other extreme where I've actually taken the time to actually clean a robot up and cable it up correctly. As you can see, I've got a robot right here that I've got cable ties that are connecting the wires there. And also on the bottom where you can see that I've got the wires bundled up, they're not hanging loose. And also you can see that I've created something called a strain relief, again protecting the functionality and life of my motor. Let me show you a little bit closer example of that. So I've got motors, obviously, and they've got wires that come out of the end of the motors. Now what can happen if I have that wire hanging down loose, like in my first example of my robot, something snags on that and pulls on that wire, it actually pulls on the connection built into the motor. That can damage that connection over time and potentially cause that to stop functioning. If I create this strain relief, I take a cable tie just like this and actually wrap it around my motor. I'm going to do this real quick so you can see how this works, and actually tighten that down just like that. You can see then that if something pulls on that wire, snags and pulls on it, if I don't have it bundled up, it's going to pull against this cable tie, which is going to again protect my motor, make sure that this connection maintains the secure position that it needs to, and again extend the lifespan of that motor. That way I can use it again over and over for not only this robot, maybe a different robot as well. So that's something that's important to do with all your robots. The other thing that can happen with cable ties that actually can help as far as not only just aesthetically to make sure that your robot has a clean appearance and tidy, professional looking, but also can help you with identification when it comes to actually programming. You can see here that I've actually used two different colors of my cable ties to indicate which motor is attached to which port. You can see I've got yellow and blue, and then I've carried that through all the way in the bottom so that again I can tell which cable goes to which port and which motor. That can be a huge programming help when I begin to actually program my robot and make sure I want to physically identify which motor I'm talking to from my controller, and all the way through troubleshooting as well. So those are things to remember. Again, this is something that can help and make sure that your robot functions correctly. You don't have any issues that are created just because you didn't want to take a little extra time to clean up your wiring. So I hope you found that beneficial. Like we always say, have fun, build some robots, come back and see us.